Hey everyone, welcome to The Word on the Street Is with Michael and Gabby, where we mention it all about your favorite Bravo celebrities and the shows they star in.
We have had so much fun um, diving into all these different Bravo rumors that there might be a Real Housewives all star cast. And Michael and I thought it would be really fun to share the 8 housewives, past and present, who we think would be great to have on the show.
First of all, I did not include anyone from Dallas and OC just because I think those franchises, the cast are, I don't think Dallas is bad, but I don't feel like anyone's on the caliber that I would like. I think OC, the cast is bad. And I didn't include Salt Lake because I think everyone's just too new. But if I did, I would include probably Jen or Heather or both. Pick is Portia. I just think she's so fun. She has a great spirit. She can bring drama, but overall, she just has. Just think she would make the whole trip itself a blast. Next, I have Kenya because drama, period. So those are the two from Atlanta. Going to New York, I would pick Sonia. Similar reason to Portia. I just think she's hilarious and would just make the trip funny itself. And I also picked Ramona from New York because she's an OG. And although she's annoying, I know that she would probably get on someone's nerves and it would be funny. So those are my two from New York. In New Jersey, I just picked Teresa because she's the OG. She runs New Jersey. We have to have her. From Beverly Hills, I just picked Rinna because she's my favorite housewife ever. She's hilarious. She'll stir up drama. She's not afraid to own it, mention it all, whatever. To round out my 8, I have Giselle and Karen from Potomac because there are matriarchs from Potomac, and I just think they're both funny in their own ways, and I think that they would be great additions. So that's my 8.
Love it. I have 8 that I chose. It was really, really hard to narrow it down. Starting off my list is Dorinda. I think she would be great. She always is amazing on cast trips. And number 2, I'm the same boat with Michael with Portia. I'm obsessed with her. Would love to see her there. She not only brings drama, but she's Portia. She's super fun. Next also is Lisa Rinna. She's made for television.
Yeah.
She'd be amazing.
Mm.
Next, I'd love to see Margaret Josephs from Jersey. She actually is probably my second favorite Jersey housewife after Melissa. I think she'd bring more drama than Melissa, so that's why I choose Margaret. Next is Karen Huger from Potomac. Next is Giselle. I also love her. She's my favorite Potomac housewife. Next is Teresa Giudice. She will bring the drama as she has for 10, going into her 11th season of Jersey. And last, number 8, but certainly not least, is Kenya Moore. I would love to see her on it. And there is part of the rumor of the show is that Kenya might be one of the people who's signed a yes for being on the show.
Yeah.
I believe Teresa and Sonia have also said they are going to be on it, but all of this is still hearsay. Bravo has not confirmed it, and I'm really hoping they will.
Well, our lists were pretty similar. I think we had 6 out of the 8 were the same. So, and if I had to do anyone else from Jersey, I would have picked Marge. So,
Yeah, I love the Marge.
yeah.
So there was a bit of other Bravo news we wanted to chat about a little bit. There's going to be a new show that's already in the process of filming called Winter House, and it's a combination of the folks from Southern Charm with the people from Summer House, and they're like all somewhere in Vermont.
I like the Summer House people, but seeing Craig and Austin in the cast doesn't make me all that excited. I kind of wish they would do like Summer House, Southern Charm, Shaw's, Vanderpump Rules, like a mix of all those shows. I think that would be way better. But I mean, Austin and Craig just kind of are ruining it for me, but I'm still gonna watch.
Yeah, I probably will watch, and in doing so, I definitely will need to get caught up on Summer House to make sure I know
Yeah.
everybody.
Definitely the later seasons of Summer House are good. The early ones are hard to get into. So the next piece of news we have, a lot of us are anticipating New York and Beverly Hills coming back. I know those are two of my favorites. And unfortunately, Andy has said no to either of those trailers coming soon. My guess is that we'll get Beverly Hills maybe in May, hopefully, fingers crossed. And
Yeah, I'm really excited to see the Roni trailer and the Hills trailer. And I just have to remind myself, don't be greedy. Like we just got Jersey after we
yeah,
all were like chomping at the bit to be able to get that trailer and
yeah,
find out when the premiere date was. So I think we all are just like so sick of being at home. Like you can't give us the content fast enough.
exactly. I mean, we have we have Atlanta, which is amazing right now. We have Jersey, which is amazing. I mean, Dallas, we have it. I definitely think we're getting Beverly Hills first, just because they've already been posting all of their promo stuff for it. So
The other thing I want to touch on before we dive into the most recent episodes, we learned that the Real Housewives of Miami are being renewed for a fourth season, not on Bravo, but on Peacock, which is fine, whatever. Would prefer it to be on Bravo, but beggars can't be choosers.
I mean, I really liked Leah and Joanna. I know both of them are pretty much confirmed not to come back, so I really won't pick them. I do want Lisa, and I think it's pretty likely that Lisa could come back, as well as Larsa. I've seen them like together in an Instagram story, so I feel like both of them are going to be back. I mean, I don't really know Larsa, but I guess she'll bring drama, so I guess I'm here for that. Otherwise, I mean, I liked Alexia, but I don't think she was like that exciting. I didn't really like Marisol. I felt like she was a little bit too know-it-all. I mean, I think without her mom, I really don't see Marisol coming back, or maybe just as a friend. And then I like didn't love Adriana, but I thought she was funny and entertaining, so I would like to see her back too. And then mostly newbies.
So for Miami, I'm like you. I really like Joanna. She's my favorite Miami housewife. I'd love to see her
Yeah.
back. I don't think she'll be back. I would really like to see Larsa back. I used to watch a lot of Keeping Up with the Kardashians back in the day, and Larsa was around quite a bit. So I think she would bring a lot because she's changed so much from when she was on the first season of
Yeah.
Miami. Like, every aspect of her life is super different. Like she's not married anymore to what's his name, Scottie Pippen.
Yeah.
She's like, there's so much drama around her dating life. She'd have Kardashians as friend ofs. So that's why I'd like to see Larsa on Miami. And
Okay.
then Lisa was always fun too. I'd like to see her come
Yeah.
back.
I think it's likely that Lisa and Larsa would be back. Yeah.
I do think Marisol will show up as a friend of. She's been hanging out with Luann a lot in Miami.
Oh, interesting. And then Leah has
Yeah.
been in Miami too, and she was with Bronwyn. Leah, not Leah
Yeah, I
Black,
saw.
but Leah McSweeney.
Yeah, they were posting about being sober sisters, which I thought was cool.
But now
Bond over
there's a
that.
rumor that Bronwyn's trying to get on Miami.
Shut up.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, I heard that because she came from Miami to OC. I don't think it's pretty likely that she'll get fired from OC. Oh, and one final thing I wanted to mention, there was a rumor about OC casting that Kelly, Bronwyn, Emily, and Elizabeth all were fired. Now, if that's true, I would be pretty happy. I don't know. I heard that they're like really taking their time with OC, that they're not going to be filming for quite a while. So I don't know if it's true, but I would be happy.
It would be no loss on our end if
Yeah.
they finally like cut OC off.
Yeah. I think if it comes back, we'll have Shannon, Gina, Tamra. I think those are the three that are pretty certain to be back to be on. Other than that, I think it's really a toss up. I just would hope that Kelly wouldn't be on at this point. Like there's obviously great women that they could cast. I think they just haven't done a good job with it since Atlanta. Okay, so this was the big stripper gate episode that we had been waiting for, and it did
I
not disappoint.
Everyone was like so anticipating this episode for so long. Like they've been in the Isles of Palm for like a freaking month, it feels like.
Yeah,
They've been on this bachelorette party for so long. Like there's been so much buildup.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Beverly Hills does that a lot.
Yeah, with the whole Brandy Denise thing, they did it last year. But here, I felt like we actually got something. I thought that Candy was such a great host of the bachelorette party. Even Andy said if he ever gets married, he wants Candy to host his bachelor party.
She was amazing. I mean, she should have just hosted the whole freaking trip.
For real, like Kenya, bye.
Like Candy's always really cool, but when if you're gonna like screw her over with food, she gets really angry.
Yeah.
And you can tell for certain if she was a hostess, she would never just order food for herself and not like all of her other friends.
It was funny when Candy said, I didn't care about the private jet, but I did have an issue when you ordered the crab cake. I thought it was so funny. Like, I think Cynthia was like kind of like mesmerized. Like, I don't know. She was definitely kind of like out of her element.
It was so crazy to me. They were like, okay, cameras are coming down. We want to start having fun. I was
Yeah.
like, I the fourth wall gets broken fairly frequently on Housewives, but this was like the most blatant breaking of the fourth wall we've ever seen. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I really don't blame them. Like, especially with COVID, like they're able to have a group outing and like I'm sure they really want to let loose and like there's certain things you don't want on TV. Like, when I get really drunk like that, I'm sure there's things I would not want to be filmed. So I
personally,
definitely don't blame any of them for wanting that. I mean, a lot they had filmed for the majority of the night, so I feel like, they deserve to like not have to be filmed. We did kind of get some glimpses and yeah.
okay, I just have one question. Where did Bolo get that outfit with the like matching mask?
It was definitely an interesting silhouette, but I didn't mind it. Marlo had such a great read on it. Maybe like Candy just had it in the closet or something. You know how she brought the outfits for everyone? Maybe
She
she
did.
brought had that outfit for him too. I mean, Candy did such a good job. So basically, then, Portia was kind of the one that like called Bolo to come back. And then they were like done with the camera. So they were like covering them up and moving them. But there was still a few, like one on the outside that you could kind of see in the blinds, but not really. But it was really hard to kind of piece stuff together still.
Well, everyone's pretty tight-lipped about everything, so
Except
it's
Kenya.
it's hard. Yeah, except Kenya. So it's just like hard to see where everyone's coming from.
As much as I like personally would hate Kenya being on the trip because she's outing everyone's business, as a viewer, I love it because she's doing all the detective work for us. So for that, I am grateful for her.
Yeah, Kenya, and I love my girl Kenya. I've said it a million times. She like is a really bad friend.
Like she's just not a team player. Like all the girls were like, okay, we're not gonna talk about it. Like, we had a fun night. We're not gonna out anyone's personal business. And then there's Kenya going on, interviewing people and trying to get to the bottom of everything. As much as I enjoy it, again, like I just wouldn't want her there.
Totally.
But as a viewer, I'm here for it because it's giving me the information I need.
There's like still more to come.
The mid-season trailer just came out and it looked pretty good, pretty promising. We still have another cast trip to New Orleans where they're actually hanging out with Tamika from Southern Charm, New Orleans. So I'm kind of excited for that.
I'm so pumped about that because
And
she's
then,
gonna be at Cynthia's wedding too. And
yeah,
she's friends with all of them.
and then the rapper Big Frida, they're with her in New Orleans as well, which is kind of random, but I think it's going to be fun. Well, there was no Dallas this week.
Let's head out of Atlanta and over to the Garden State to dish about our Jersey ladies who were in Lake George for their first cast trip of the season, well, mostly cast trip.
Yeah,
Jackie did not come.
yep. So, I mean, the premiere was so like explosive and great. And obviously, this wasn't to that level, but it was still a pretty good episode. I know, well, Gabby put a note about Melissa dissing Jennifer, but I thought Jennifer's disses on Melissa were so much better, saying, well, Melissa, if I was a mirror, I'm sure you would greet me then.
That was so funny. They were just different disses. Like Melissa was like so the way she just like walked past Jennifer without even saying hi, and
No,
then Jennifer saying that. It was so funny.
I can't believe she just brushed past her like that. And then, like,
I was dying. That sent me.
when they went to the house, Melissa was, like, pulling a Ramona, like, running for the room, and then Jennifer goes, "Of course, Melissa picks the room with the biggest mirror." That was funny too.
Yeah, and I don't know why I didn't, like, think of it before, but, Melissa's tagline, I definitely think it's a diss or, like, a jab towards Jennifer.
Yeah, but it's also, like, her trying to promote envy, which I'm, like, so sick of as at the same time. And I was rewatching, like, an old season the other day, and on season 6, like, the episode where or season 7, the episode when Joe goes to jail, Melissa, like, when they're, like, saying bye to Joe and he gets in the car to go to jail, she shows up in her stupid Envy hat, like, everything is, like, an Envy promotion, and it's so annoying.
I
Uh,
mean, that's how Kyle and Mauricio are with the agency. They're
yeah,
never not wearing an agency hat.
for some reason with Melissa, it's just tackier to me, but maybe I just don't like Melissa, as you know,
I
so
don't. I I love her.
but
Uh,
so yeah, so basically Jackie's not coming on the trip. It's like funny how I mean Teresa is wrong for a lot of the stuff, but I just think she's funny. Like she's like constantly like, oh my God, we're gonna have so much fun now that Jackie's not coming. And like, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of annoying, but it's kind of funny.
she's been acting like a child this whole season.
Oh yeah.
I like the way she was walking around with like whispering at the party.
Yeah.
Um, everything she's done, it feels forced, and I've read that it's she's forcing the storyline because she's worried she's going to get the axe as one of the OG housewives. Like she demands too big of a paycheck. So I don't know. I don't think this will be Teresa's last season. I mean, there
No,
isn't Jersey without Teresa.
exactly.
So that's why it seems weird to me that she would feel the need to create her own storyline that's like based off of nothing. I don't know. I feel like there's two sides to this story, and I don't really know which one to believe.
Yeah, I honestly don't think there's any way that they would fire her. I know that she's like in the top 5 paid, but I think housewives like Cynthia, who's in the top 5, I just don't think she deserves that, and I think she would be more likely to be fired than Teresa, especially because Atlanta, ratings have gone down a lot, so I don't know that Cynthia would say, but I just can't see, like, Jersey surviving without Teresa. Like, that would take out the whole family dynamic with, like I think Melissa's mostly on because she still has that family dynamic. She still brings
Yeah.
that with Teresa, but, like, otherwise, I don't really think Melissa has a purpose on the show, quite frankly. So, I really don't think that there's any I don't think that Teresa should be worried, but I don't know. That's just my opinion.
And that is just something I've read on Instagram.
Yeah,
I don't know how much truth there is to
yeah.
it, but like I could see it, but it's still Teresa.
Yeah, I mean, I read that too. I just like am choosing not to believe it because I think it would just be a really poor decision on Bravo's end. And I also think,
I
I mean, I do think Teresa needs the money.
She's always like needed money. Like after the second season of the show, her and Joe were like in financial turmoil.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah. Well, and she's in so much debt, and so I still think she needs it. So, do you think that Teresa is like jealous of Jackie? Because I mean, she does make little comments about like being attracted to Evan and like he's the most her type. Like, I don't know. Some of her comments are a little like make me kind of weary of her.
she has like inherently hated Jackie from the first time meeting her.
Yeah.
And then with the comment Jackie made, like, oh, if you could control your husband, do you think he'd be in jail? So like Teresa she can't ever let go of a grudge. We've seen that for 10 years now. So I
Yeah.
think that is the root of her hatred for Jackie. And I think she will forever be trying to get Jackie back because of that thing Jackie said to her. So I think it's because of that.
Yeah, I agree. And it's funny how Gia is literally like so much more mature than her. I was
Oh my God. I've thought that for so long,
Yeah.
like that Gia is. I mean, remember during her prom when she was coming down the stairs, she was like, oh my God, this is a bit much.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I still maintain that Gia looks so much like Naomi from Southern Charm. Like, I think they look so much alike.
But
A
I was
a
just
lot.
impressed by Gia because like the comment that Jackie made was like literally about Gia, but she's like, you probably said something to make her mad, and it's probably your fault that like she said that. And you need to just like apologize. Like, and that's was pretty much the straight up truth. So I mean, overall, a really good episode. It's interesting how Lexi, Marge's assistant, has been coming on some of the cast stuff now, but they don't really show her. Like, I feel like if you're gonna bring someone on, like they should be at least featured a little bit more, but I don't know.
I think Margaret just brings her for like backup. 'Cause I think after last season, what happened with Danielle and stuff, she like definitely feels like she needs to have like people in her corner.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say I kind of miss Danielle.
I will come out and say, I miss Danielle. I love Danielle.
Yeah, I love Danielle too. I know that's unpopular,
Iconic character.
but
Yeah, we're definitely like in the minority of opinions of people who enjoy Danielle because there's very few of us who like
yeah.
Danielle.
But I think it got to like a Brandy type level where if no one wants to film with you, then you're not gonna be on the show. I think like she only hung on last season because Teresa had her back, and then after their whole blowout, that was it. So
Now we are going to head out of New Jersey and into the final part of the Salt Lake City reunion.
yeah, so we started like all the husbands came on either virtually or some of them were in person. Well, Coach Shaw and John and
Whitney's husband was
yeah,
there.
Justin, right?
Yeah, Justin, I think is
Yeah.
his name. And then John, Lisa's husband.
Yep.
So three present and two via webcam. And then
Yeah, so we learned that Whitney's dad hasn't talked to her since her birthday, which is like the end of September. And the show has been, so that's like what, 5 months ago? It's been 5 months since he's talked to her, which is pretty sad. I mean, I think I mean, I get that everything's been airing and that might be a lot for him, but I felt like Whitney was super supportive the whole time.
she really was. Like, I thought her being an amazing daughter to him didn't seem like it was just for show.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like she'd been there for him long before ever being on the show.
Yeah, she was genuinely like always had his back throughout the whole show. I mean, she was very honest about her childhood and his life, so maybe he didn't like that, but I think that she was very transparent.
How insensitive was Andy when he like asked Whitney all these things like, so when's have you talked to your dad? What is this? And she's like, I hope the show didn't ruin him. And he's like, oh, so does your dad wear a wig? It was
Just like threw that out there.
wow. Like
Uh,
usually Andy's a little bit more aware than that. Like
uh,
that was that's how you start the conversation, not how you finish the conversation.
I mean, that was a pressing question though, because I was very curious. I'm sure a lot of people were as well, but like just the wrong
Ugh.
time. Jen and Mary kind of make up a little bit. Thank God for Sharif. I love him. He's like the most level-headed person ever.
When he was talking the whole time, I had like heart eyes, like heart eye emoji. And then when he said to Mary's husband, when he was like, Big Robert,
Yes.
he spoke on Jen's behalf, like not in a condescending way, but like, yeah, she was wrong, but that's not her. And I hope you can like let her show that she is a good person. I
Yeah.
thought it was really sweet and not like blind, but also not blindly defending his wife.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's just such a good balance for her. They're a great couple. I'd love to see Jen and Mary as friends. I think they would actually have such a funny friendship to watch. And
They're both divas. They
yeah.
have more in common than they realize.
Oh,
Like,
really?
I
Yeah.
think Jen could bring her squad over and they could like redo Mary's closet.
Well, we know that she hated her makeup for the reunion, so she could get some better makeup. She hated her hair all season. It made her really sad. So
Oh my gosh, when she was like, she posted that Instagram photo where she
yeah.
said in the caption, "I don't like my makeup," and she has like a fist, like a bald
Yeah,
fist.
she's like, it's so funny. God, I can't look at her Instagram. Too much Facetune, like worse than Gretchen even. Anyway, I thought the reunion was pretty good actually for, a first season. We had 3 parts. It really didn't disappoint.
No, not at all.
What are your predictions for season 2? Any new alliances? What feuds do you see?
So realistically, I see the Heather and Lisa feud heating up.
Yeah.
And I see Jen trying to make a concerted effort to be nice to Mary. I don't know how long that'll last.
Yeah.
Um, my hopeful wishes for the season will be, like you said, that Jen and Mary actually become friends and have a quirky, fun friendship and like go out on a double date at some point. I think that would be amazing, but I think it's a bit unrealistic.
I could see the double date. I don't know if they'll be besties, but like I could see more scenes with the two of them.
Yeah. And the one other thing I would really like to see is Heather's dating life. Those are my wishes for next season.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I have all the same wishes. I think like Heather and Whitney for sure is gonna be one side. I think like Lisa and Jen are gonna get really close.
I think so too.
I
Yeah.
just saw them filming together. So I definitely think they're gonna be a duo. And I also could see Jen pushing Meredith out and like Lisa and Jen coming closer, which I've been really wanting like Meredith kind of out anyway.
Here,
So
I'm in the camp that likes Meredith.
I just think she's like not exciting. I mean, I want everyone to get a second season. Like, I think everyone deserves a second season, but like, I really don't think Meredith brings it. So I would love for Jen to kind of squeeze her way in with Lisa and then Meredith to just kind of go away. Definitely like Heather and Whitney are going to stick together. But it was interesting because they're like cousins, but they didn't even know that they were cousins.
I thought that was pretty strange too.
I don't feel like they're actually cousins. Like they're just kind of saying that. I mean, they are, but like it's like what? Like so many like lines apart that I feel like it's not that big of a deal.
And
See,
they ended the reunion appropriately with meat lollipops.
yeah, of course. Iconic.
It was pretty funny.
So yeah, I have like really strong hopes for season 2. I mean, there's a lot I would have changed for season 1, but like for a first season, I am happy with it. But I definitely think season 2 is gonna be amazing. I have super high hopes for it.
And we know that they're in the midst of filming it right now.
Yeah. I know everyone's been asked back. I'm pretty sure everyone's gonna come back. So
Yeah, we know that Heather and Whitney have been spotted filming for
yeah.
season 2. So
Jen and Lisa, I just saw today. I'm sure Meredith would be back. I mean, if anyone wouldn't come back, it would probably be Mary, but I really want to see more Mary, at least
oh,
one more season.
please. I
So,
really want to learn more about the Cosby cult.
yeah, definitely. And then I definitely would love if not a new full time, definitely a new friend, just add someone into the mix. So,
Yes, not Sarah.
yeah, definitely not Sarah. They cut out her scene, so she's done. There was one girl though. Remember when before the season started, we were like sharing the profiles of who we
Mhm.
thought. There was one girl that we thought was gonna be on that wasn't, and she was kind of like a fashionista girl. I kind of would be interested to see her. I forget what her name was, but at least like
That'd
a
be,
new friend because it doesn't hurt to add another person into the mix. So
it really doesn't.
yeah, especially when there's like 6, like seven's a good number. So, and definitely a better cast trip. Like I want everyone there. I want like more
Mhm.
group things when they do the cast trip, like put together a little bit better.
Agreed.
So lots of hopes, but I think a lot of them aren't unrealistic. So
Yeah, I think a few of my hopes are unrealistic, but for the most part, they're not too far-fetched.
no, I don't think so at all. I think all of our dreams could come true. So
All of our Bravo dreams.
yeah. So I am super excited. I mean, I bet it won't be back until
Yeah, it'll be a
probably
while.
November, December again. So,
Yeah.
but I'm happy until later this year, Salt Lake. Still have Atlanta, Jersey, and Dallas. So
So that is it for this week's episode of The Word on the Street Is. Don't forget to follow our Instagram at The Word on the Street Is _ podcast. We post daily, all kinds of fun things. Fashion Friday, Throwback Thursday, all Bravo celebrity centric, of course. So definitely check that out. And thank you so much for listening.
yeah, thanks for tuning in. See you next time.